Hello, good afternoon. I just made appointments for the cats. They're booking out at the Humane Society in like 5 weeks. But I made an appointment for the female feral cat to do the trap neuter release program. I suppose they'll spay her. I forget how it works with I think it's spay for female. And then they'll release her back to us, for us to release her back into the wild. And then the boy cat, that is more like a stray because he's so friendly. He doesn't qualify because he's too friendly for that program. So they will do the stray surrender for him. And then we pay $55 to hope that he gets adopted by somebody else. And assuming somebody else does want to adopt him, then they'll give him all his shots and neuter him and then let him be adopted out. Otherwise, they warn you they could euthanize him if he's not adopted out. But he's so friendly that probably he would get adopted pretty easily. So those are the two. The feral cat goes in a live trap, and then the stray cat goes in the cat carrier. So gosh, I almost want to bring him to the vets and get him his shots because we can't get an earlier appointment. We got almost 2 months to kill. Not 2 months, but 5-6 weeks. Just to make sure he's socialized enough where he'll get adopted out. They have to be able to hold him. We've never tried to hold him because I don't want to risk getting bitten or something. But anyway, that aside, let's quick catch up on these devotionals. I haven't done a good job reading them every day, so you can tell how long it's been since I've read them because I've got to flip through multiple pages. Today, I believe, is 9/22. What does this say? Look what this says! I was going to talk about this! Oh my goodness! Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Philippians 4:8. So I have a story. So I was watching again. Now I like this Charles Stanley guy. So I was watching one of his videos and I'm only halfway through it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was taking all these notes because it was so good. But he was talking about it's more that take control of your mind and your thoughts stuff, which is why what this is so interesting. I'm talking about fix your thoughts, think about things. This is like totally the topic. Like I'm getting ready to like well, I'm learning about it still, but then I want to talk about it. I just wasn't ready to do a video yet because I have to still watch the rest of his video and like learn about it and think about it. But anyway, that's gonna be a fun one to talk about. I've been really wanting to talk about that mental, like the battlefield of the mind kind of stuff, like just train your brain. Anyway, today's not the day to talk about it though. I'm on a schedule. Okay, we got to be fast. So all right, September 22nd. Let's see if this is a good one. Sometimes we make it look like we want to obey God, but we don't really. We will do anything except forgive and respect our parents, or mix with society's underdogs, or pray for the government. We must understand that the greatest fulfillment lives in doing what is on God's heart, what is important to Him. Now that you have purified yourselves by obeying the truth, so that you have sincere love for each other, love one another deeply from the heart. 1 Peter 1:22. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. 1 John 4:7-8. About obedience. That's a different conversation for a different day. But like there were some things where I was like, God doesn't care. After I was becoming Christian, I was like, God doesn't care about whatever, my sex life or whatever the topic was. I was like, God doesn't care. Like that, God's not how God is. It does turn out has turned out that I was wrong, and we can discuss that at a later day, but not today. Maybe not ever. But sometimes we think we know, we don't actually know. Moving on. I am good, a refuge in times of trouble. I care for those who trust in me. Even though you inhabit a world full of trouble, I assure you that I am completely 100% good. I am light, and in me there is no darkness at all. Seek in me the perfection you have longed for all your life. Because of the brokenness of this world, you always need a refuge, but especially in times of trouble. When you are hurting, I yearn to shelter you in my powerful, loving presence. So turn to me in tough times, and you will find me faithful. Many of my children fail to receive my help during difficult times because they don't really trust me. When adversity strikes, they either lash out angrily at me or become so focused on their problems that they forget I am with them. An essential element of trusting me is remembering my promise to be with you always. Trust in me, my child, and I will take care of you. What did this remind me of? It reminded me of a time when I called out to Jesus for help, like through the Holy Spirit, where you're not even using words, where it's like the Holy Spirit's praying for you. And then this cool thing happened. I wanted to tell that story, but again, not today. And it also reminds me of about lashing out angrily at me. Again, reminds me when I was a brand new Christian, and I would be like, and I still swore like I swore a lot back then. And then I would be, something would happen, and I don't know if I would say what the hell or what the fuck, or I would get like so, and I would like direct that at God, and I'd be like, what the hell, God? What the fuck, God? like what are you doing here? And it took me a while to realize, to understand warfare, and that those times weren't God. And I was directing my anger at the wrong source. And that it actually was God loving me through that and protecting me through that and taking care of me through that. But there was an enemy, but it wasn't God that was my enemy. And we can discuss that later day, because we're not getting into a lot today. We're just doing devotionals today. We're moving on with life. I need to eat lunch. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Psalm 18:2. It's also, I think, maybe also in Psalm 71. I don't know. But that's interesting. It just talked about being our refuge. And it just talked about that in this other one too, which I know because I can't say that word. Didn't it say it in here? I could have swore. Yep. And I don't think we read the devotionals or the verses. Okay, so the Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in him. Nahum 1:7. This is the message which we have heard from him and declare to you, that God is light and in him is no darkness at all. 1 John 1:5. Go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Matthew 28:19-20. So that's the Great Commission, where they're saying, do this. This is now, you go forth now, right? Build the church. How much time do we have left? Okay. I feel like I skipped. Oh yeah, I skipped this one. My goodness, I haven't read any of these since September 16th. You can tell when I kind of get off track or distracted, or I don't know, maybe I was doing my Bible reading. Who knows what I was doing. Look, and I can read today without my glasses on. That's awesome. Depends if my contacts are dry. It's all besides the point. September 22nd. Trust me and refuse to worry, for I am your strength and song. You are feeling wobbly this morning. Look at difficult times looming ahead, measuring them against your own strength. However, they are not today's tasks or even tomorrow's, so leave them in the future and come home to the present, where you will find me waiting for you. So that's more that like live in the present moment stuff. God's, you're not out there in the future, that's just worry. You're not out there in the past, that's just worry. Like, be really in the moment. That's where God is in today. Blah, 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 blah. Since I am your strength, I can empower you to handle each task as it comes. Because I am your song, I can give you joy as you work alongside me. Keep bringing your mind back to the present moment. And again, that's that mental piece. Bring your mind back. Take control of your thoughts. You worrying about the future? Are you worrying about the past? Are you pissed off about something that happened 3 years ago? Bring your mind back to the present. God is right here. Don't let your mind be like a little monkey, crazy monkey, out of control. Like, take your thoughts captive and focus on what? God. Set your mind on what? Things above, right? Keep bringing your mind back to the present moment. Among all my creatures, only humans can anticipate future events. This ability is a blessing, but it becomes a curse whenever it is misused. If you use your magnificent mind to worry about tomorrow, you cloak yourself in dark unbelief. However, when the hope of heaven fills your thoughts, the light of my presence envelops you. Though heaven is future, it is also present tense. See, I like it when people talk about heaven as being in the present moment, because there's truth to that. It's not always just like, oh, I gotta just die and go to heaven. Like, heaven is like, the kingdom of heaven is here. So you have to be able to, we'll save that though. Though heaven is future, it is also present tense. As you walk in the light with me, you have 1 foot on earth and 1 foot in heaven. I really like that. So that's Exodus 15:2, Corinthians 10:5, and Hebrews 10:23. We should probably read those as our Bible verses, like in here, later, not now, if I remember, which I probably will forget, but that's enough for today. So talk about those other topics a different day. Sorry about my jacket. My clothes don't match. I just had to throw on a coat because it's so cold. That's it. Have a great day. Bye.